in my transition of getting ready to weep, as I was praying when I talked to Marquise on yesterday, I laid in my bed last night and I heard the Lord say that you're on your road to recovery. I think I'll say that again. I said that the Lord said to me this morning when I woke up, he said, Marvin, the children are on their road to recovery. Give me just about 5 minutes, I promise you. I'm going to explain why I've come to this conclusion when Marquise told me that the theme was weeping while reaping. The Lord took me to 1 Samuel chapter 30. And it says here in the text that it came to pass when David and his men had come to Ziklag on the third day that the Amalekites had invaded the south and Ziklag and smitten Ziklag and burned it with fire and had taken the women captives and therein and slew not any, either great or small, but carried them away. So David and his men came to the city, and behold, it was burned with fire, and their wives and their sons and their daughters were taken captive. Then David and the people who were there with him lifted up their voice and they wept. They lifted their voice and they wept until they had no more power to weep. And if you allow me just to skip down to verse number 6. And it says, and David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him, because the soul of all the people was grieved, every man for his sons and for his daughters. But David encouraged himself in the Lord his God. And verse number 8 says, and David inquired at the Lord, saying, shall I pursue after this troop? Shall I overtake them? And he answered and said, pursue, for thou shalt overtake them, and without fail recover all. Now I'm here to tell you tonight that without fail, God has promised you recovery. 18 rather, King Saul was given a divine decree of God to destroy again the Amalekites, who have been in the picture since Exodus. So when I was coming out of Exodus, when I found out I had purpose, when I got out of Egypt, I had folk who tried to stop me when I was coming out of Egypt. And now God has brought me to a wealthy place, and now God has given a divine order to destroy everybody that's around me that's causing me not to grow. But because you got folk around you who have gotten greedy and they want the good of the land, that's some folk. Let me just suggest to you that there are some folk, the only reason that they are around you is because they see good on you. And so when they see you make it, they want a piece of the pie. But baby, they can't deal with the destiny that's in you. So Saul was disobedient and he lost the kingdom. And therein we have David, who is then anointed to be king. And so Saul becomes jealous in chapter 18, and he throws the javelin at David and he missed David. And David still goes on and says that the people respected David because of his belongs to you. So we hear in the text, and David is distressed. David is hurt. David is weeping until he has no more power to weep. This gives the indication that you cried so hard that the only thing that comes out is noise. Your tear ducts don't even work no more.
My God.
He cried so hard because he could not understand that I went out to war
Yes.
and I've done the Lord's work.
Yes.
But then I come home
Yes.
and home is destroyed. Anybody ever been there where you've been in church and you were the praise and worship leader, you were the preacher, you was the one who had to pass out programs and had to put a smile on your face when nobody knew the hell that you was going through at home? Nobody understood all of the things that you were experiencing, but you got to stand at the door, hey, welcome to the tabernacle, let me find you a seat, boo, all this stuff, and you sit here hurting on the inside.
Yes, God. That's real right there.
David was at a point where he was so distressed. But let me stop and let me explain something to you about the Amalekites. The Bible gives them two characteristics.
Yes.
Cruelty and cowards.
My God.
I'm going to say that again.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The Bible calls them cruel,
Uh-huh.
and it shows them as being cowards. Because when you look at their resume, when they tried to attack Israel in Exodus, they never fought fair.
Go ahead now.
They are traveling through, and all of a sudden you got people who jump out of bushes and say, oh, it's over for you now.
My
And
God.
that's how the devil tries to get you, is that every time you think stuff is going right, you got folk who come out of nowhere, who come out the box on you, folk who sit next to you, folk who sit up here, call you, text you, sit up here, they'll help you with your homework. Some of them borrow money from you the whole night, and then they come out the box and they... So David's in a distressed situation, but the thing that I love about the text here is that David, despite of him knowing the ways of the Amalekites, despite of him knowing what had happened, David found himself encouraging his own self in the Lord. He said, look, God, he said, man, listen, this is the bottom line right here. Because David said, I've had enough of this mess. I've had enough of sitting here, and I'm going back and forth, and every time I turn around, these same old crazy Negroes are sitting up here trying to get in my stuff. Can I pursue them? Because you blessed them in Exodus. I wouldn't have. You blessed them with Moses was there. You had mercy on them with Moses. You had mercy on them with Joshua. But you're dealing with big bad David right now. I'm the same Negro that slayed a 9-foot giant. I'm the same Negro that slayed a bear with my bare hands. Can I pursue?
My God.
And the Lord said, pursue.
Go ahead.
For you shall recover all. Now, this is the way that you recover all in 2010.
All right.
Okay? Because the Bible says that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, and rulers of darkness in high places. So the way into God. Because the difference between folk who are intact in God and folk who play the role is that I can come in here battered, bruised, scarred, messed up, and I can still lift my hands and say to God be the glory, because I know that I'm on my road to recovery. I'm done preaching now. This is what I need you to do, because the rest is on you. I need everybody to your feet. Put me in A flat, Duke. We can ready to get out of here. But what I need you to do, I need you to get everything in your mind that you know the devil has taken from you. Because the prophet just got up and said that you cried your last tear. Ain't no need to cry no more. Ain't no need to sit up here and pass out napkins. Ain't no more need for the Kleenex. Go ahead and throw it away, because we ain't got time to cry no more. But now it's time for us to lift up our voice against the kingdom of Satan and tell the devil, I'm coming back to get my stuff. I don't care what it is. I'm coming back to get my finances. I'm coming back to get my health. I'm coming back to get my family. I'm coming back to get my grades. I'm coming back to get my financial aid. This is what I need you to do, because I got to go back to Atlanta, so I didn't come down to play. So we're going to do it. We're going to do it right. On the count of 3, I need you to give God the most crazy and stupid praise that you can give him in this house. Now, I don't need you to play with it. I need some desperate folk who have been through enough hell, who've been through enough high water to know I got to come back and I got to get something. I'm not going to do all this and leave empty-handed. I'm not going to do all this and still leave with nothing. But I'm going to shout out, and when I leave here, I'm going to see recovery as I walk out the door. I'm going to see recovery as I go to my room. I'm going to see recovery as I go in my classroom. I'm going to see recovery as I go everywhere I step. I'm going to be prosperous. Everywhere I put my feet, I'm going to succeed. You will graduate from Middle Georgia. You will be successful. You will make it. I don't care what the devil told you. You will. On the count of 3, I need you to get yourself ready. Tell your neighbor, if I need room, you need to get out my way.